Hello, welcome to Ouch, My Money. I am Denise, and as usual, I'm waiting for my friends. But first, let me share this broadcast on Facebook, on my own page. As you should also, if you're watching this, please share it and tell people how awesome Ouch, My Money is. Blatant advertising. Okay, I'm blatantly advertising this. Come on, let me share. Okay. And I've shared. Ta-da! How are you guys? Your day, Wednesday, today is midweek, right? So how has it been? Just chit-chatting while waiting for my friends to come on. Let's see if anybody's ready. Aha! Someone's ready. Who's that? 芝麻开门. Oh, it's Chunho. It's like a surprise 芝麻开门.
You know what I've been watching? What I've been doing the whole day?
What?
I've been watching paint dry. And you see the background there? Blue, red, blue, red, blue. That's what I've been doing the whole day.
It's horrible. I don't know. I'm so
What happened to you? You're out of focus.
Yeah, my camera is so blurred. Come on, wait. Let me close it. I think just now I shake too much, and then after that the camera decided that you don't want to capture me anymore. Is it better? It's not. Okay.
No.
I'm going to. Oh, it's okay now. So I need to stop shaking. Lousy camera, so expensive. Somehow you. Okay. So anyway, let's see who's up next. Who's next? Hello. Oh, it's Afi. Hello. 很好. Who's that? Wow, this one's so urgent one. Oh, Douglas is the kanchong one. Because the knock isn't it? And then the last one should be a demure knock.
Wow, so nice.
The knock is so fast and not like that. Then suddenly Douglas came up like, oh, wrong knock. Okay, everybody introduce yourself already. Anyway, our names are there now, so you all can see our names there. Okay, last week we had a very, very interesting discussion, right, about Rachel's friends' rental problems, issues, indecision. And today we have a very interesting question from one of our viewers. Thank you so much for your comment and your question. So basically, the question is, she has a friend who's asking her to invest in cryptocurrency. So she's wondering, what is cryptocurrency? What is digital currency? Whatever. So she's hearing all these terms and she's a bit confused. So she's just wondering, basically, what is this digital currency about? Yoo-hoo! Yes! What is digital currency? Why we should care? Okay, what is digital currency? Who's going to go first? Which of you financing people is going to go first?
Currency that is digital.
Anybody else want to go? That more detailed.
Actually, digital, like what Douglas has just said, digital currency is just
digital currency.
Okay.
Digital. That is, you transact it over the electronic platform. It's just digital. Mm-hmm. That's basically it. The name says it. It's very straightforward.
So is credit card a digital currency?
Well, credit card is not a digital currency. Credit card is just it is just an instrument or a vehicle where you do digital transaction. So it's different. It facilitates
no digital transaction.
It's not digital currency.
Yeah. So digital transaction, digital currency, not the same. Point number one.
So what the currency that the credit card does, it actually facilitate the transaction on the digital format of a physical currency. So it still represents a physical currency. It doesn't represent digital currency, but it's done over a digital platform somehow. That's why.
Because at the end of the month, when you get your bill, how do you pay? You still pay with real money.
Fiat money, not real.
Okay lah. The money that used to exist in paper, that is being transacted online now.
Yeah, the notes and the coins and the don't know what lah. Okay. So, but digital currency is actually a very broad term. Okay, anything that is.
So, what are some examples of digital currency? Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin.
Yes, our Bitcoin is a form of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Okay, pause. Need to slow down.
Okay. Me, is it? I slow down.
He needs to slow down. That's why he frozen.
He paused.
Slow motion.
Oh, he got
Wait. Douglas,
Was it
you
me?
slow down. Yes.
Yeah,
you slow down.
froze for a while.
You didn't. You just slow down. You just froze.
You said we need to slow down. Then you.
Okay, so so we were talking about digital currency, and then we jumped to cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Okay, without distinguishing what digital currency is. Okay, so
No, my question was. So is cryptocurrency a type of digital currency? That was my question.
Yes.
I was asking for examples of digital currency.
Digital currency is actually a very broad umbrella term, and under it, actually they classify virtual currency as part of digital currency. But I think that virtual currency is so iffy. Because digital very specifically says digital, virtual you can be, I don't know, in many form type of virtual. What is virtual? Virtual can be anything. But cryptocurrency is actually part of digital currency. Now, it is a specific form of digital currency. And what differentiates digital currency and cryptocurrency, there are specific stuff. The most critical one is digital currency tend to be centralized, while cryptocurrency, the one that is known out there that uses a blockchain to facilitate the transaction, those are decentralized. What do you mean by centralized and decentralized? Centralized means there's actually an organization that's watching it as an authority over it. So somebody controls it, like our central bank, our MAS, or any other country's central bank. They control it, so it's centralized under their control. But cryptocurrency is not centralized; it's totally decentralized, and it just rides on the blockchain, and anybody can access it. Anybody can go in and look at it. And the other thing is, digital currency is actually not very transparent. While cryptocurrency, because it rides on blockchain, is fully transparent. Means a person that sends money to another person, okay, a person when sends money to another person using a blockchain, they need to have an IP address, and the IP address can be seen by everybody. And the receiver also, everybody can see the receiver IP address. So that in terms of where the money is going from and getting to, they can see the IP address are seen, and the amount of money that's being moved is seen. The only thing that people don't know is who owns the IP address. That is anonymous. So cryptocurrency is in that way. However, for a digital currency, the tendency, if it's centralized, it tends to be non-transparent, because the central banks doesn't want everybody to see how much money is being transacted at one point, or they don't want people to see where the money is going. It is to protect the sender and receiver. But at the same time, they don't want it to be anonymous, because when there's anonymous, there's money laundering, there's potential money laundering, and the central banks want to control that. So they cannot allow it to be anonymous. So they need to know exactly who it is. They need to know the person. While in the blockchain where cryptocurrency is, the IP address is transparent, but the person owning the IP address is anonymous. Okay, and
Do we need to explain what blockchain is and all that? Because
Yeah,
there's a lot of
that's
technical stuff
That
that's
one is
being
too-
shown right now. Okay, that I think it's just going to, if somebody's asking what digital currency is, and they don't know what digital currency is, and then now we have introduced cryptocurrency, we've introduced blockchain, we've introduced IP address. I don't know if they actually know, because it's very technical. It's become very, very
It
technical.
is.
Then anonymous and not anonymous. It has become
Yeah,
very, very, very technical and very, very detailed.
Okay.
And I still have the question on what is digital currency.
Yeah.
So,
You
maybe
still
some
have-
examples of digital currency. Some examples of digital currency.
At the moment, there's none. There's really none. China is coming with the first one. Okay, the best representation of what digital currency is okay. The reason why I say there's none, because the world out there, the banking or the financials, the world out there. Okay, let me hold back. Okay, the closest thing that we have to a digital currency, a form of digital currency, is when we send money by PayNow or PayLah. Okay, it is just coming out from our bank directly to send it to somebody else, or come out from our digital wallet and send it to somebody else. That is a digital transaction, but at the same time, you are taking money and send directly from somebody one place to another. It's the closest representation, but it's not really digital currency because
What about WeChat?
it is
like
still not
WeChat
digital
Pay?
currency. No,
So
it
what
is
is?
none. There's none at the moment because you know the reason why there is none, because all these digital transactions so far, it is still representing physical money. When it's representing
Okay.
a physical money outside, it's not considered digital currency by the financial world out there.
Okay, so which means that a full digital currency, that means real digital currency will not exist in the real world. Okay, it will only exist as a form. Okay, so in the previous session we talked about money being a form of it's an idea for exchange, right? And then cash is the execution of the idea, and then currency is how we measure this thing called money. So now if we take this into the digital world, okay, then remember currency is used to describe cash, right, which is the execution of money. So now if we take that analogy, digital currency simply means that the cash, which is the execution of the, so money is still the idea, right? So cash, which is the execution of the idea, no longer exists in the form that we know, but exists in bits and bytes as data.
Yes.
So let's say the five of us decide, okay, we have enough power in the world, okay, to control exchange, okay, how value exchange, and then we decide to say, okay, we're going to create a digital currency called
Ouchie.
Okay, so there's Ouchie currency, okay, but the Ouchie currency, it does not exist out in the world. Okay, but we create the Ouchie currency, and then we persuade people that they can use the Ouchie currency, okay, to exchange, to buy things. So we start, so all of us, because we started this online digital bank, we give ourselves, okay, let's not talk about the mechanics of creating the currency. Let's say because we each of us have got 1 million Ouchies. Okay, and then there are merchants out there who will accept Ouchies, okay, for their products and services. Okay, so let's say Microsoft, accept Ouchie, okay, and the Microsoft Office subscription, okay, every month we will give you 50 Ouchies. Okay, so we will pay that 50 Ouchies every month and get Microsoft Office subscription. It doesn't exist anywhere else. Then Microsoft takes the 50 Ouchies from the five of us, you have 250 Ouchies, and then pay somebody else. Suddenly there's an ecosystem that's using Ouchies. So that will be a form of digital currency.
Yes, there will be
But
a form.
it's regulated by us. but it's regulated by us. We control it. Okay, we are the governing body. Okay, we determine the rules. Okay, we determine how much the value is, the price and the cost. That 50 ouchies is equivalent to whatever it is. So we become the authority for ouchies.
So
Okay, over to you, Chun.
having said that, so Bitcoin is a form of digital currency, except that it's very specifically a cryptocurrency. Just
So you need to say what a cryptocurrency is.
yeah, before we will come to that. Come back
In
to
a
that.
like a two-liner.
We'll get back to that. Let me finish with digital currency. So Douglas is right in that sense. So that's digital currency, but it has to be issued. Now, Yuan Chan was just posting here that there's an article that mentioned Chinese government giving, I don't know how many million to a village. It's not only to a village.
RMBXM.
Yeah,
人民币.
the Chinese government actually recently issued some millions dollar of Chinese yuan. They actually issued from the central bank as digital currency to test. So that is a true form of digital currency. It means they didn't even issue or print or issue cash or notes or coin. They didn't do that. You know, all the digital transaction that we have is actually a electronic representation of those
The actual
issued
cash.
money. Yeah.
Physical money.
Yeah, but this one, the Chinese government actually issued digital currency. So the government, the Chinese government, is actually working to have digital currency of yuan and physical form of yuan coexist for a while. But they started with a test first, but eventually they're moving towards next time they are going to remove issuing of any cash and move everything to digital. Okay, we can talk about what the benefit of that. There's plenty of benefit and there's plenty of opportunities by doing that. We'll get to that later. But I also said, okay, yes.
I have a question. So you know how physical currency are backed by gold or other stuff, valuable resource. Does it mean the digital currency?
No more already. It's
No,
no
it
longer
does.
back. Still got me?
You mean the current currency, is it?
Yes, current currency.
Most countries, it's not backed by gold. Okay, last time money are backed by gold, so that you cannot just print money with nothing. You need to have some precious or agreeable standards of value to back it up. So previously those are backed by gold, but now most countries have moved to fiat currency.
There are no more countries that use gold as
Yeah.
backing. So there are no more gold standard countries.
There's no more, so everybody is moving to fiat currency. Means they are not backed by anything. It's backed by trust, and trust in what? It's trust in your
Trust in what?
Trust in a higher power.
whatever power you have. Okay, but most of the time it's actually trust in the country's economy. It's trust in the country economy, because if you're a little small country like Singapore, you go and print some money. Who is going to trust you to believe this country is able to have so much currency, circulating in the world? Immediately the value is going to go down.
Because you need to remember that the concept of price, value, and cost. Okay, so for any given object, given the same value that exists, a higher quantity means that the price will drop.
So in Singapore, it's like, what? Your country is so small. How many people only? 5.8 million. What? And your GDP is like that. Okay, you print some more money at half your value. That's what they will do.
Because you see, in the end, it's about the ability to fulfill the value.
Yeah. And
Okay, so if too much of it, then so the value remains the same. More of it means the price will go down. That's all. It's simple math.
Yeah. So I mean, at the moment, the only country that can just print money and people still have faith in it is the US, because of the way the US operates and the way the country is so innovative and it usually can spur the economy. But I don't know how long that will last. Basically, I guess I you can have faith for how I can continue.
Very sensitive topic today.
Whatever lah. Whoever you want to watch and comment, you go and comment. I tell you, the US is just running themselves down. I don't know what slope. Okay.
It's going into the pits as well as
Yeah. It's just wait lah. Aiyo. But anyway, where am I? Where was I? I'm home. Yeah, but where was I?
Oh my god! What a ho ho!
You were interrupted by Rachel.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So what was your question just now?
I also forgot.
My question was about the backing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah, the
Correct.
gold.
does that answer your question?
Backed by gold. Yeah. So there's no more.
So
There's no
now
more
Okay,
gold.
so no gold. So does
No,
it mean digital currency is also via trust as well?
Yeah, it has to be via
Yes.
the same trust. Same trust.
So
is
it's just so you just imagine the physical currency eventually becomes digital currency. If it coexists for a while, there may be some mechanism that is created to
To kind of match or like
determine
transfer.
the value. Yeah, correct.
Mm.
But if there's increase in the volume, if the backed value remains the same at any given moment, okay, so if let's say it's fully backed by economy, so every year the economy is worth a certain value, right?
Mm.
So if we have a certain amount of money circulating, that's the cash circulating that represents the economy. If we introduce digital currency, then the combination of digital currency and the traditional currency has got to be equivalent, combined has to be equivalent to the value that is being backed by. So if they start increasing the digital currency, it just means that the traditional currency or traditional cash, okay, will decrease in quantity in order to maintain its overall
The same
value.
amount.
Yeah. So they transition. So we will transition. So maybe at some point in time, let's say you buy if let's say a merchant selling a product recognizes both currencies, the digital currency and then the real world currency, and it may not be a 1-to-1 value. Okay, so let's say 2 ouchies is 1 Sing dollar. Okay, and then merchant A says, okay, I will take this is 10 Sing dollars or equivalent 20 ouchies.
20 ouchies.
Yeah, so you want to pay me by ouchies or you want to pay me by Sing dollars? So of course we have ouchies, we'll pay by ouchies, right? So then as we increase the ouchies, then the Sing dollar will decrease. So that's how it will. So then there'll be a transition period. Okay, and depending on how things are ironed out and all that.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Rachel?
So,
Yeah.
Yuan Chuan just made a comment. Digital currency needs network effect. Yes, that's true. But
Yes.
in the current environment, most of the financial people, when they talk about digital currency, they are very specific. They won't include cryptocurrency in it, although cryptocurrency is a form of digital currency. Digital currency is actually.
Do we need to explain network effect?
I will explain a little bit later. Digital currency is actually a big umbrella, but to the financial people, actually central bank people, they actually look at digital currency as a very narrow way, and they look at it from the angle of digital currency means it is a centralized control, which in fact, when the term came out, it doesn't need to be centralized control. But if you talk to the financial people out there, they will see as it needs to be a centralized control.
Because we all our lives we've been trained to think about something about money a certain way. Suddenly you introduce this whole new thing, okay, then our mind will shift based on the old paradigm, and that's why it still sticks to that execution of money.
Yes.
Based on the old idea until there is enough transition, okay, and enough technology that's being introduced that shifts this paradigm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
here I'm just going to talk about digital currency from the angle of the financial world, because that is how it's going to impact us. So I'm going to talk about that from the angle, and it's going to be classified under centralized control. And because it's centralized control, the network effect will be taken care of. Now, what is network effect? Network effect means there's a lot of people using it, enough people using it that people are
It's
willing to,
valuable.
Critical mass.
critical mass. Because if there's no critical mass, then somebody having the currency have no use. It's like when the first smartphone came out, let's not use mobile phone came out. Okay, if the mobile phone can only one person can call, I wouldn't say mobile phone because it's
Any
landline.
phone will do it.
Any phone.
No, so basically,
You cannot
if you are the
destroy one
only
phone.
person,
Yeah.
if you are the only
Yeah,
person with that currency,
device.
nobody is going to want that currency. So,
Yes.
for example, if today I come up with Auchi currency and nobody else is using it except for me, then it's going to be useless, basically,
Yeah.
because somebody else is going to accept.
Yeah. So there has to be enough merchants accepting it. Okay. So basically there needs to be an ecosystem where it can flow as a
So
network.
that's why if we talk about digital currency from the financial world point of view, it will be handled by the central banks. So it's centralized, controlled by central banks. And so if the government issue it, then the network is already there because they already say it's legal tender. So China is the first one that's coming out with it, testing it already. And the European Central Bank, they are looking into it. Okay, so these are the two central banks that are actually going towards it. European central banks didn't say that they will do anything yet, but they are seriously looking into it. It's a possibility.
So that's bad news to us, lah.
Yeah.
That means the five of us cannot come up with ouchies, and because five of us cannot form a network, not enough.
If you are very popular, then
That's
you can.
digital currency. And the reason, if it's a central bank that's having it, they definitely need control. If a country issue a digital currency, they cannot let it be so open, so transparent, so free-flowing. It cannot be a currency that is just free flow out the country in and out because they have no control. They cannot even measure how much came in, how much went out, and then the currency valuation can go up and down. They have no control. And country doesn't like that, no control. And banks,
So the
central
word-
bank doesn't like no control.
So the word is sovereignty.
Yes. They use that nice word, sovereignty. So nice.
But basically, it's the same as normal currency,
Except that it doesn't exist in the
right. Except that it's not physical
Exactly,
form because it's fully controlled by all the authorities. Like so Singapore, it'll be MAS, right?
Yeah.
Things
But there's a lot of benefits to that. Actually, there's a lot of benefits. We'll talk about
Okay.
benefits later.
no, we can talk about it now.
You want to talk about
How
benefits?
does it
Talk about
affect our
cryptocurrency.
lives?
Don't care about cryptocurrency already.
Cryptocurrency, I think, because it's quite technical from what I don't know, maybe we have a lot of like super finance and technical savvy people here. When you were explaining, I was, having issues grasping what you were trying to say.
Ask Afek. Afek.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency was cryptocurrency. You think of some talk, right?
Two-liner,
One,
we're
one
supposed to give a
sentence
two-liner.
explanation.
Okay, max two-liner, max 2 lines.
Max two
Because
lines.
you are a friend.
So if you ask the right people, cryptocurrency is a scam.
That's not what
the-
I meant.
Okay, please go hire some bodyguards. There might be some haters out there who will target you and
I mean, okay, not what cryptocurrency means to you, Afif, but what is cryptocurrency?
Well, in its technical term, a cryptocurrency really is an attempt to make a currency that is decentralized and secure, which means nobody owns it, nobody controls it, that everybody can use it to trade for goods and services. Because nobody controls it, therefore it cannot be manipulated. And because it's transparent and uses the blockchain technology, people can be accountable for it.
as in individuals can be accountable for it.
Yes. So
Not
for
all.
example, if I decide to buy a monkey off the dark web and ship it to Singapore, if I use Bitcoin, I could potentially figure out who was the one who had the whole trail to get the monkey.
So everything is tracked basically because there is an audit trail. There's an audit trail that anyone can peep into and take a look what actually happened.
Maybe the IT person, Douglas, can explain blockchain.
Cannot.
No, cannot. If I just explain this will take like 3 hours.
Yeah, no.
Because blockchain
You need to
actually-
do sentence.
No,
You must- you must make
blockchain is just an encryption, a method of encrypting data, okay, that's performed using very, very complex mathematical formulas, okay, so that it cannot be hacked, okay, but it retains its integrity as data that, and so it's bits of data. So it's just transactions that's encrypted into bits of data that are chained together. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's where you have the block. Each block is a transaction
Yes.
that's encrypted and secure. So when we do things, there are series of transactions that occur. So I sell something and then it gets there's an exchange and all that. So all the transactions get encrypted into blocks and then they're chained together. Okay, so that's what we call the blockchain.
And
Okay, so that's the technology. Blockchain is the technology. Cryptocurrency is utilizing this blockchain technology, okay, as a means to exchange value, and that's how cryptocurrency came about, and that's the true intent of cryptocurrency. Of course, when cryptocurrency started, there was no no network effect. Okay, whoever created it was useless as a currency when it first started. Okay, but then the thing is, it needed to be tagged to some value in the real world, and that's how it got its equivalent value of X number of dollars. Okay, and then Bitcoin. Okay, so remember blockchain technology, cryptocurrency is the using blockchain to exchange, and okay, so it's the cash lah. Okay, cryptocurrency is the and then Bitcoin is one of the currencies in this cryptocurrency cash. Okay, so there's Ethereum, there's all sorts of things. Then people started creating. Okay, so people like us out there started, oh, hey, we have a brilliant idea. Let's back it with something, and then they came up with new
New names, new
cryptocurrencies.
currency.
This coin, that coin, and all that. Okay, but underlying technology is still blockchain. Okay, then so the true nature was to exchange, right, and create this transparency and all those things that Afiq said. Okay, but then some clever people came about and said that, hey, we can use this as a trading instrument, like how Forex, how our currency is traded, right? And it's called Forex, and people make money off the difference of the buy and the demand and supply of a currency, and then they make the difference. Okay, so people started using cryptocurrency bit like Bitcoin in that same way where it became a demand and supply situation. They started trading the cryptocurrency. Okay, and that's what people are calling investing in cryptocurrency. So if you buy a Bitcoin many years ago, when there was no network effect, okay, you could have bought it for a few cents because no value. But then because it started trading, and then the value grew, the demand grew, and all that, and that's how price went up.
Wait, pause there. I need to say a little bit about Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency that uses blockchain, but it uses a specific method such that there is only a max number of Bitcoin that can be created. And how Bitcoin are created by mining. So instead of the banks,
okay, mining it's not go and dig. Yeah. Okay, mining in the digital world is setting up a computer that will perform all these complex calculations. So there are many. So when we talk about miners, it's not this man with a big hat. Okay, it's a computer. No more. That one is last century. Yeah. So a miner today, when somebody talks, so that we don't look stupid lah. If somebody talks about a miner today, it's not a man with a big axe, okay, but a computer that does all these calculations. So that's a miner, a mining
Yeah.
machine.
So there's only a max certain number, I think 21, don't know how many, I can't remember the exact number off my head. So it's max. But not all cryptocurrency has a limited amount. Some cryptocurrency came out with no limitation. They don't have that control of max amount. But and that's why people got interested in Bitcoin, because as limited, it's almost like, and there were people out there that love Bitcoin because they were telling the rest of the world, there's only a maximum number of it. It's like,
like limited edition.
so people start buying it so that hopefully they get in early so that when it hits that point, the value goes up. However, what people don't know is that, yes, there's only so much, but those people that came with the technology can split the currency.
Like
And they can-
splitting stocks like that.
Yeah, it's called a fork. They can create a fork. And then that's what they did to some Bitcoin. And then,
Yeah, so they have
then-
other Bitcoin variants.
yeah,
They got
Bitcoin
created.
variants. Yeah, and I think eventually, at some point, they are going to split and make somehow, I don't know, because they are able to do this. So if you think that it's going to be limited, think again. So, but as Afik have said, it is supposed to be transparent, it's supposed to be for transaction, and it's open to everybody, and everybody can say anything. And if you understand what it is, how cryptocurrency occurs, you can see how countries, nations don't like it. Because
It
Mm.
sounds so
No
dodgy.
sovereignty.
It's
No
also-
sovereignty.
But it sounds so dodgy and iffy.
it is. It's like,
I mean,
that's why-
it's okay. It's like a digital version of what it sounds like to me. It's like a digital version of going back to bartering. So
Yeah.
I decide how much is it worth. You get what I mean? So
Yes.
yes, we can barter between us. Like if 5 of us believe in our cheese, we can barter using our cheese. But that's
Of
it.
course.
We cannot bring it outside.
we can barter, but then the government cannot tax us. Because they
But
don't
the
know how
thing
much
is
we
that-
transacted.
Yeah, but the thing is that then it's like a, I don't know. It makes me feel like we cannot trade
Yeah.
in between
So
countries, in between.
in its ideal form, it's supposed to handle all that. Okay, but currently it is not being used in its ideal with its intent. Okay, it's being traded, which is a different thing
For actual cash.
for
Yes.
actual cash. Yeah.
And that's why when Facebook wanted to come out with a cryptocurrency called Libra, you notice how many countries supported it? None. Nobody. No country supported it, and they will want
Yeah,
to
no, then
regulate it.
because Facebook becomes a country.
Yeah, because Facebook allow users, and if Facebook convinces all its users and merchants to go with Libra,
Mm.
you know how powerful that become. Facebook actually have these users have a whole
Yeah,
ecosystem.
so it's a whole
Yeah.
ecosystem.
It can stand as a virtual country on its own. And when that currency become powerful enough, it can drive these people to do things that Facebook wants them to do. And it's a very
It
scary
already
thing.
is.
It already did already what? It already happened.
It really did.
Yeah.
It already did, I know, but when the currency is under their control, it's even scarier. Because money makes the world go round.
Yeah, even if it's just digital money, right? So is this how it's going to impact us as in our daily lives? As like a
Actually,
mere mortal.
Mere mortal.
if we think about it, if we think about digital currency purely just as a means of exchange, right, then it is business as normal.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
if we think based on the old paradigm of cash. Okay, but the thing is, technology creates so many possibilities. It eliminates a lot of physical barriers for this exchange to occur.
Yeah. So let's talk about the benefits now. Okay. So if it becomes a digital currency, there's a lot of benefits. If you think clearly, it can eliminate a lot of third-party transactions and third-party fees. At the moment, other than the one that we know as PayNow and PayLah, that we can actually transfer money to each other, and it doesn't cost us. But if you go out to the merchants and if they don't accept Pay Now or PayLah to pay, which actually merchants should actually accept Pay Now, there's no fee. If I'm a merchant, I'll take that. But some of them want to charge by nets. They pay nets. Even from your bank, you pay digitally transaction through nets. You get charged a fee. Well, consumer don't pay, but the merchants pay. There's a fee. So that fee is leaked out from the merchant's income. Now, if you use like Apple Pay writes through a credit card, or use Samsung Pay, it needs a credit card. So you need to pay
back it up, to provide the source.
Back it up. Yeah. So if the country actually moved to digital currency, you can actually get rid of all these third party. It's just directly. It's like Pay Now, WeChat Pay direct. It's just direct. So there is all these third party fees not included in there.
So,
but however, credit cards will not go away, because credit cards its whole purpose is to provide credit as it started off. So you will still need some kind of company that provide those credits. So credit cards are really useful. Yeah. So Douglas, you want to say something?
So the thing is, this digital currency idea, right? Remember, it's still an idea that can be executed. What it requires is network effect. That's the most critical thing. What it requires is network effect, which means there's enough acceptance of this currency for an organization that's big enough who can create that network effect. To some extent, they can actually create digital currency. If you think about it, the simplest form, think of reward points. Think of reward points when you charge a credit card and all that, then you get a certain amount of reward points, right? Miles or whatever it is. Okay, so this is equivalent to some value. Okay, and it can be transacted, but can you take the miles out? You cannot. Okay, but since COVID started, so some of us got a lot of what's that called? KrisFlyer miles. Okay,
Robinson Point.
Okay, Robinson's Point cannot already. That one is okay, but anyway, so KrisFlyer miles. So some of us have got hundreds of thousands of KrisFlyer miles. Okay, we used to be able to trade the miles, okay, for flight tickets. Okay, so that's a very primitive form or very fundamental form of actually digital currency. It doesn't exist. You cannot take it out of money to buy things, but you can exchange it for things. Okay, and then some other merchants started to accept, okay, you can use your miles to buy this product or that product. Okay, so I have a wallet. Or some of us have a wallet of thousands or hundreds of thousands of miles. So the currency are the miles. Okay, and then if there are merchants, may not be a big number of merchants, but if there are merchants who are willing to accept, hey, I'm going to take this miles, because what they do with it, okay, there's a whole ecosystem that does that. Okay, so that's the very primitive form of the execution of digital currency. If you want to think about it that way.
I also want to add on other benefits. Okay, it helps accounting. With digital currency, it helps accounting. Currently, if you have physical money and you have to transact in physical money, your accounting system have to count the money and you have to write the money, and then you have to record it somewhere. But if it's transacted digitally, it's very easy. Just when it's
everything
transferred,
is
you actually can have an app, or you can have something that just track it, and then you can capture it already. So your profit and loss statement, your if you have a business, your P&L and everything is very easily handled. You just have to set up a system to track all these things, because it's in and out. And for an individual, you can actually track your income. If your company pays you a salary, you track your income, and then you can track your expenses, and then you know how much your savings, how much you have extra, what you can do, and then you invest. All these things are being handled.
Okay, so this might put auditors and accountants out of work.
Yeah. So
because everything is tracked. Yeah. So how does it impact us? Okay, one of the ways, just aside for now, how it can impact us is that it will change the way money flows. Right, like now, for every dollar that we transact, okay, a few cents might be going to this party to pay for this service. A few cents goes to the credit card company to pay for the mechanism, and then you have your supply chain and all these kinds of things, and then the business needs to take into consideration. I need to pay my accountant, my auditor, so I factor that into my cost and all that. Okay, so that's based on the real world processes. Okay, the implementation of digital currency takes away all these real world processes because it's just a number that's being passed around. Okay, so your real world supply chain, the real world flow of how business is conducted will also change, which has a lot of spillover effect. Like it changed the nature of jobs, the nature of, so some industries will totally be eliminated.
But of course, there's always opportunities because people can write new programs, write new apps to help support this flow and support either you can build wallets or build new accounting system, all those things that support doing all these things. And of course,
let's build a wallet. Let's build a wallet. Let's build that
there are
OG
always
wallet.
services that you can come up with, new services you can come up with. But with digital currency, and everybody is moving to digital currency, and there's no physical money that's moving around, the government can make sure that its tax is more up to date because it doesn't have to wait for people to send me this information.
Yeah. Then you know all the people who keep money under their pillows, not trackable.
Yeah, but then again, if it's no longer pieces of paper, it's all digital, you don't have to worry that cockroach is going to eat your paper away.
Is this a benefit? It's a benefit to us, is it?
No, it's a benefit to the people.
Government.
Yeah. And I think I saw somebody ask Yuan Chuan, he asked, does digital currency reduce money laundering? Yes, it does. I mean, from the central banks, from the government.
I think there'll be a way. They'll be clever enough if they really want to watch
Digital can be hacked. It can be hacked. Yeah.
But the thing about digital currency at the moment, the financial world looking at it is that you know, in cryptocurrency is one directional. In when the money is sent over, you cannot say stop it or no. It's sent, it's gone already, no. But digital currency is controlled. So if it's sent by mistake, you can take it back one. Because the controlling government, the controlling authority, you can tell them, and controller can say, okay, never mind, this is not valid. They'll remove it and bring it back to you.
Okay, so anyway, as we understand the technology better, and it is a technology play. Okay, it can only exist because we have the technology to execute it. Okay, so and we know how clever and resourceful humans are. Okay,
nature will always build
if they can sell a useless thing like diamonds, right, for so much money and pull wool over so many people's eyes for so long, okay, you can imagine that they will do something with
digital. But diamonds are pretty. They sparkle.
So we can create a pretty ouchie
digital currency. Yes.
Wallet. No, don't do the currency already. We can create a wallet to hold the currency. So everybody who uses, so we do fancy designs for the wallet to hold the digital currency. Then you
customizable somehow with your name.
Customizable, personalizable, whatever it is. Okay, then they don't even have to buy the wallet. Okay, but for every transaction that goes through, we just take 0.0000001%. Can.
Nobody is going to take that wallet.
Hey.
If there is enough, where is that thing called? If there is
I'll
enough
give you a
network
diamond.
effect.
I'll give you a diamond if you use my wallet.
No, but if there is enough network effect, people will use that wallet because then they can't see.
Yeah lah, but if I give you a diamond, okay, for everyone who uses the wallet, I give you a diamond. Okay, I will have all the women. Okay.
No, I will rather have the wallet than the diamond.
Okay, wait. Anyway, there's one question from Yuan Chuan say, shit, does that mean there's no bribery? Wrong. Bribery exists.
No. Then we just call it something.
I can bribe you in Auchi money or Bitcoin or whatever, so long as it's
Let
a
me
currency
listen.
that you find value in, You get what I
We
mean?
just have to
Or
label it differently.
美色
Yeah, bribery exists in many forms, and there's in-kind bribery. Okay, don't you know that?
Bribery.
Yeah, you can bribe people using in-kind, you can bribe with food, you can bribe with things. For heaven's sake, parents are going to bribe all the school by providing what? Volunteer service. What kind of nonsense is that? This is bribery to me. And people just say,
It is.
no, I'm
Call a spade.
volunteering. Yeah, shit.
Call a
Yeah,
spade a
go
spade.
hell, go volunteer. Yes, go and
We
bribe.
we are so dead, no? I tell you, we are so dead.
Suddenly,
I think next
volunteer
episode,
is
I think
excited.
people, this is our last episode, judging by how this is going.
I mean, this is a bribery. How can you not see it as a bribery? I mean, some of the things that the US does. I mean, the
I
campaign
know.
money.
We just package it, okay? It's packaged. It's called packaging. It's not called bribery. It's called packaging. It's called positioning. Okay? It's called a marketing idea.
It's called volunteering.
Yeah, okay lah. It's marketing people lah.
You
I
must
don't
take
know
some
what.
water, take your drink.
Breathe.
Yeah,
Everybody
breathe.
take a deep breath.
No, only Chunho needs to take a deep breath. I'm okay. Because I understand bribery is an idea, ma.
Yeah,
It's
I
not as
know.
I offer
Anyway,
you
I just want to
something.
say, I want to say again to all the parents out there: go and sell your soul to the schools to get your food there.
Okay,
Yes,
we
go and
don't
sell
know
your soul.
this person.
Dear Chunho. Yeah, please drink the whole cup. You should take it and up and it on your. You should take it and then you put it here. I think it will work
Okay, but you see, so it's willing. Okay, anyway, it's
I think
willing
that's the word.
party.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
willing
it's a
party.
willing party. It's an exchange of things also. What I give you something, you get something back in return. It goes back to the age-old thing of bartering, right?
Yeah.
It's just that
Really?
It's called buttering.
Really? I give money to the police so that you don't catch me and all that. It's an exchange, what?
It is. That's why I say it goes back to the age-old idea of bartering. I
So
give you
isn't that
something, you give me
bribery?
something.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not
it is.
bribery.
I
Okay.
don't know. To me, it sounds quite simple. But I give you something, you give me something in exchange, one. Correct? No. It's just that in this case, it's not legal. Maybe that's why it's called bribery.
Okay.
More distinction. Okay, Sangkaman. So,
Okay,
we
so
have to come back. We are not doing
pause.
bribery.
Does it mean that if it's legal, ethical, and moral, that does it mean then therefore there's legal, ethical, and moral bribery, just as there's illegal, immoral, and unethical bribery?
Maybe if it's legal, moral, and ethical, then we wouldn't use a term bribery. We would use an
But
exchange
parents-
or
But
bartering.
parents bribe their kids all the time to make them do things.
But the kids also
The
willing to
keyword
accept
is-
what?
The keyword is make. There's ulterior motive behind. Make them do things that they don't want to do.
I would say it's the intention behind it. Like I bribe the kids with, okay, if you guys put on your pajamas, I'll tell you a story.
Okay,
Okay,
that's bribery too.
yes, it is.
No,
Absolutely
no. That's negotiation.
You
Oh
see,
my
there's so
God.
many different forms. It's just words, right? So to me, if it's legal, ethical, and moral, then
It doesn't
maybe
hurt
it's
anyone.
not called bribery anymore. It's just called negotiation, bartering, or whatever you want to call it, right? Because bribery is simply a word that's used to describe this action,
If I
but
give
it has
you guys
negative
candy, you don't tell
connotation.
mommy.
That one is,
Okay,
I don't know what to say. Okay,
So
parents.
you can just say this is a topic for another day. What is bribery and okay, so we can make this a topic for another day. What is bribery and when is it okay?
Yeah, no, when is it okay lah? When is it not considered bribery? Not one lah. When is bribery ever okay? Oh, I got headache.
Wait, Bonka is asking, it actually makes increase.
It's
No,
a
it's
statement,
actually-
it's not a question. It's not a
it
question,
makes-
it's a statement.
It makes actually increase.
He's replying to Yan Chuan's question, does digital currency reduce money laundering? So
I
Wen Kai
see.
says it may actually increase it because there is no governance.
Oh, it's
So-
a May. Okay.
Yeah, may.
Only you know how to read his sentence.
Yes, of course,
So
of
question
course.
mark.
I'm not wearing my diamond ring, but yeah. That's my lifelong job now, translator. That wasn't in the wedding file, but okay, yeah.
So back to the question of the person who asked whether or not cryptocurrency can invest in. First find so the first thing is to really understand the nature of what cryptocurrency is, what it does, and what investing means. Okay, and if they're willing to do a lot of homework, due diligence to fully understand. So never invest in something that you do not understand. Never. Okay, this is a rule that can never be broken. Never invest in something that you don't understand. So if they want to explore, okay, go and understand it first. Right.
Yes, Afiq.
Yes, Afiq.
You want
You
to
know
say
how we always
something?
like to say, we should invest in ourselves.
But we don't understand ourselves. Oops, fail.
Then go and understand yourself first.
No,
Yeah.
but investing in ourselves is a
you.
form of understanding ourselves, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you must go attend CSQ, attend personal development courses as much as you can to invest into yourself.
Now cannot, must do online. Yeah.
Never mind.
But
Okay.
unfortunately, nobody's willing to go and understand themselves better. I mean, I don't know why.
You can also nobody. There are some of us here,
Some
Oh
of
yeah,
us.
sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
sorry. I
Hello?
mean, a lot of people out
Yeah,
there.
you need please shoot him. You have
Yeah,
permission.
hello. Yan Chuan also what?
Yeah, lor.
Yeah, lor, how can you say that about us? Look at your angry face.
Okay, I should stop drinking Malibu.
Oh,
I think
no
so
wonder
too.
you're spouting nonsense.
I think so too.
I think it's time for last words. Last words time, I think.
Okay.
Okay, last words. Okay, Douglas, you can go first since you're the...
No, cannot.
Chun Ho will go last. You drink some more water first, not Malibu.
Okay.
Before you do your last word.
Let me finish my
Rachel,
Malibu
you want to
first.
go?
Okay, so my last words is know that. So whilst we talk about digital currency today and cryptocurrency and everything around the bush, just know that the bush is about technology. Okay, and the bush, this bush called technology, is going to impact our lives in many ways. Digital currency being one of the many ways. Okay, and if we are not in tune with technology, the cost will be great.
Yeah, I agree. The cost is starting to fall upon some of the people who are not in tune.
Yeah, the cost will be great, and that's what I feel like saying.
Okay, last words. Okay, Afri, you want to go last words?
Cryptocurrencies, well, folks, it always boils down to your objectives. If you want to buy, invest, speculate in cryptocurrencies, make sure you know what you're doing. Otherwise, just stay far away. Because I get so many people asking, "Oh my God, my friend tripled his money in such a short period of time by buying cryptocurrency. Can I do the same thing?" I say, yes, you can. You can absolutely do it. You can also lose more than you put in. Go ahead.
Okay, Junho.
Not Rachel first.
Junho. No lah, Rachel typing one.
Yeah, Rachel very busy.
Okay.
Yeah, Rachel very busy.
Okay.
Make sure yours is making sense, okay? 5-liner maximum.
Okay. Digital currency is coming. Okay. China started it. Europeans central bank is looking at it. So it's possibly going to spread, and countries are going to go digital and issue digital currency in one way or another. When I don't know, but with 5G coming, it's going to be even faster. Now, that it is going to be a change, but with change, there are going to be opportunities. So don't worry about the change, but look into the possibilities of what you can create with digital currency. there are opportunities in there. Just don't look at, oh, it's a change, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Think about the opportunities. Singaporeans like to do that. I don't want to change, I don't want to change, I don't want this. Think about the possibilities and opportunities. That's what I want to say.
Okay, Rachel,
that's
it's your turn.
Yeah.
Last words from Rachel. Okay, Rachel, your turn.
Okay. So for Rachel, I don't know like what's my last words. For Rachel, I'm very intrigued by the idea of digital currency because it's linked to technology and it's very forward looking. So I'm kind of looking forward to the day where everything is digital and they don't have to touch another dollar in my hand. Because every time I use the actual dollar, I somehow I was reminded of somebody telling me that money got a lot of germs or not. Especially with COVID and everything, every time I pick up $1 actual dollar, I was like, oh my god, I'm touching germs. I steal money, so yeah. So I'm looking forward to digital, to everything being digital.
Hey, sorry. Then got no more 50 cents to put into the shopping cart to go to NTUC.
What do you need 50 cents? Token lah. They will give you those tokens that you can just put in.
Cannot, no value.
They will use your phone and scan QR code.
No, then the card will never be returned.
No, then you use your phone. It's like the bike. You tee.
Bicycle.
Yeah, then you unlock yourself. And then if you don't tee back, it will keep charging you.
Mm.
Then you return, you tee back. Then you get back your money. Otherwise, you will start past
Shopping
2 hours
cart.
already. I'm going to
Yeah,
start charging you.
not 2 hours lah. Not 2 hours lah. Shopping cart, I think 5 hours lah. Because some people inside very long. Okay, I will receive from Douglas the baton. Oh, it's my turn for last words.
Take it.
Wait, I must do this. Okay, wait.
Take it.
We're taking it now.
Do I?
My last, and that's how you make things grow. My last words.
Oh my goodness.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, too bad. Anyway, my last words is actually, I'm actually very intrigued by this digital currency thing because only through this episode and our last episode we talk about how money is actually not backed by gold or anything anymore. Then I realized that actually, so long as your tribe is big enough, you can basically do anything. So if you have, like, I'm sure if Oprah Winfrey wants to have her own currency, people will buy it, right? Like BTS, those K-pop groups, also for sure people will have their own currencies. Yeah, so long as you have enough people supporting you, you can run the world, I guess. So yeah, but it's a bit scary. I mean, it's possibilities, yes, but it's also a bit scary. Yeah, around the world.
Run the world is like who? The Bay Hives.
Okay, I think there's too much Malibu already. It's just okay. Oh, okay. Right. I think that's my last words, and I think but like for me, it's really like a revolution. No? Like I feel like, oh yeah, I never think about it that way. But now that I think about it that way, there are lots of possibilities, and as this is what Douglas always say, as the window of opportunity open, it will close. So for people who see possibilities, the world is your oyster or your currency, whatever you want. It's like that. Okay. That's my last words. Okay, I think we're more or less done. Right. Are we more or less done? We are, right? Are we? Yes, we are. I will just say yes. Okay, then I will pray our referee music. And then after I play our lovely music, we will say bye. Thanks, people. Bye.